Matchroom, y'all want to talk about loyalty? Who is the brother-in-law of Chris Eubank Jr.? What was the fighter? Thank you. Who's Frank Smith? Who's Frank Smith? Who's Frank Smith? These motherfuckers talking about loyalty, bruh. They talk about loyalty. Frank Smith, the president of Matchroom Boxing, is going against Chris Eubank Jr., the husband of Chris Eubank Jr.'s sister. The husband, right? The son-in-law of Chris Eubank Sr. And they talk about loyalty. But you know what they say? You know what Frank Smith will say? It's business, though. So when Conor Benn is making his business decision, these motherfuckers are saying they not loyalty, the things that I've done. You guys went against the family that helped build Matchroom Boxing. Matchroom. Chris Eubank Sr. helped build Matchroom Boxing. Frank Smith is married to the Eubanks. But y'all don't care. And when his dad said, I don't want my son fighting in this situation, y'all was about to put Conor Benn in the ring with Chris Eubank Jr., everything hushed up while everybody knows that he popped dirty. But because somebody squealed to the Daily Mail, that's when the fight was put to dead. If nobody never snitched to the Daily Mail, that fight was going to go through with Conor Benn being popped dirty. Y'all didn't give a damn about Chris Eubank Jr. Y'all didn't give a damn about his health. Y'all didn't care. So please, miss me with the bullshit, Matchroom Boxing, Eddie Hearn and Barry Hearn. You guys are not loyal to the Eubanks. Frank Smith, not loyal. So I don't want to hear this loyal talk. What goes around, comes around. Why nobody says, yo, Eddie Hearn, talking about loyalty. Are y'all loyalty to the Chris Eubanks? When Chris Eubank Sr. is pleading, please do not have my son. Come on, I've done so much for Matchroom. I've helped build. I've helped y'all become the empire that y'all are in the sport of boxing. It only takes one fighter. It only takes that one fighter. And I'm asking you guys, hey, you, Frank Smith, you're part of my family. Don't put my son in a situation like this because it's a life or death sport. The Matchroom Boxing was loyal to the Eubanks. Was Smith loyal to Eubank? And that's his brother-in-law. No. Boxing is the Wild Wild West. It's a gangster's playground. If they didn't give a fuck about Chris Eubank, nor he gives a fuck about what could happen to his brother-in-law in the ring, they ain't never gave a shit about Conor Benn. Conor Benn is a piece of meat. They try to use this guilty trips on Conor Benn. No, Conor Benn didn't make the right decisions, because if Conor Benn would have lost that fight, again, the rematch and another fight, you could easily rip his contract apart. Let's be real, let's be honest. I know boxing contracts. They're in no position. They're in no moral position to talk about loyalty, bro. And I like Eddie Hearn as a promoter. I love the way that he goes out there and promote his fighter. He's doing his job. He's doing his job. But Matchroom Boxing, it is in no moral position to talk about loyalty. Because loyalty would have been like, you know what? It's wrong. It's wrong. I won't want to have my brother-in-law in this situation, because my brother-in-law is already dehydrated, is on a catch weight, Remember the first fight, what it was going to be? Remember the first fight? It was going to be 158 pounds. Y'all remember? And y'all was going to have him in a catch weight, rehydration clause, and Conor Benn was going to step inside the ring dirty. And when Chris Eubank Sr. said, you guys are trying to kill my son, people didn't want to take him serious because we're the boxing fans. We just want to see the fight. Matchroom Boxing wouldn't even give a fuck. Frank Smith wouldn't give a damn for the dollar that Chris Eubank Jr. would have died in that ring. Yet Chris Eubank Sr. is the one that helped build Matchroom Boxing as an entertainer, as a fighter, as a performer.